Every game begins the same way.
Attention, Birdland! Before we dive into the latest and most crucial news about our beloved O's, I need to make a request. If you want to receive the fastest, deepest, and most authentic analysis of the Baltimore Orioles from the perspective of someone who lives and breathes our team's daily life, subscribe to the channel right now. By doing so, you join a community that not only cheers but also understands the game, the strategies, and the impact of every move the franchise makes. This is the kind of content you won't find anywhere else. A different and genuine perspective made by a fan for a fan, by someone who knows the value of a good O shout during the national anthem. Together we are stronger. Now let's get to the point. The last trade deadline was without a doubt the most drastic and painful for our team in years. As reporter Grant Young noted, the disappointing performance in the first half of the season turned the team from buyers into sellers, something few of us with our hopes held high could have predicted. And the negotiations weren't just roster moves, they were a real dismantling of part of the core we built with so much care. The departure of our all-star, Ryan O'Hearn, to the San Diego Padres in a package that also included Ramon Laureano was a shock to the fan base. The trade of Cedric Mullins to the New York Mets was another blow to the heart of Birdland. A player who represented the team's soul, speed, defense, and grit. And the list of departures didn't stop there. With Gregory Soto, Seranthony Dominguez, Ramon Urias, Andrew Kittredge, and Charlie Morton also finding new homes. This is an overhaul that shook the foundations of our locker room and, as expected, is having a significant impact on the field. The big question looming was, how would manager Tony Mansolino, now in charge of the team, deal with the loss of so many veterans and, more importantly, so much talent? The answer came directly from him, and the sincerity of his words is a clear reflection of the situation the Birds face today. Mansolino, in a recent interview, did not hesitate to admit that the team sorely misses the players who were traded. It's an honest and direct acknowledgement of a reality that we could already sense just by watching the games. The team's dynamic has changed, and the cohesion that existed, the chemistry, has been inevitably altered. O'Hearn's absence, in particular, is felt not only for his offensive production, which led him to the All-Star game, but also for his presence in the locker room, a silent leader who set the tone. Laureano, with his energy and skill on the field, also left a void. Mullins, as I said, was the heart and soul, and his absence on the field is visible with every stolen base that doesn't happen. Every ball that isn't defended with that acrobatic play only he could make. The impact of these losses is not just statistical, it's human. It's about the camaraderie, trust, and synergy that is built over a season, and that was undone in the blink of an eye. Mike Elias's management, which has historically been visionary and surgical, now faces the challenge of restructuring the team mid-season, prioritizing the development of the young prospects who have arrived. The challenge now for the coaching staff, led by Tony Mansolino, is to turn this situation around and find a new identity for the team. It's not an easy task. The veteran core that was traded served as a pillar of stability and experience, something essential for the development of our young talents. Names like Ryan O'Hearn and Cedric Mullins were not just producers on the field. They were mentors, role models for the younger players such as Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and Jordan Westbrook. The absence of such figures can create a leadership vacuum in the locker room, and this is where the coaching staff needs to be more proactive than ever. Mansolino acknowledged that the chemistry was shaken, but also made it clear that the mission is to accelerate the maturation process of our young players. The new phase of the Orioles is, in large part, about giving these kids the chance to grow under pressure and take on a starring role earlier than planned. The rise of Samuel Basallo, who recently signed a team-friendly contract, is a perfect example of this new focus. He is the future of the franchise at the catcher position, and the opportunity to play more now, even in a season with disappointing results, could be crucial for his long-term evolution. The same goes for other prospects who have been promoted, such as pitcher Kate Povich, who has the chance to establish himself in the main rotation, and other players who are coming up from the AAA team. The focus has shifted from win now to build the future, and Mancelino's words confirmed this transition. He emphasized that despite the difficulty of losing key players, the team is committed to developing the talents they acquired and those already in our system. The strategy is clear: maximize the potential of our farm system while maintaining enough competitiveness to not demoralize the locker room. It's a fine line, and the pressure on the coaching staff and front office is immense. The fans, who are used to seeing the Orioles fighting for the top, now need to get used to the idea of a team in transition, focused on 2026 and beyond. The trades, as painful as they were, brought a solid return in terms of prospects, and that's what we must hold on to. The names that came in, even if unknown to most of Birdland, represent the future of the franchise. It's a vote of confidence in Mike Elias's ability to find and develop the next great talent, just as he did with Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. Patience is now key. We cannot expect the results to return to last season's overnight. The new reality is that of a rebuilding team, and the challenge is to make this transition without losing identity and competitiveness. Mancelino is in the middle of this whirlwind, trying to keep his head up and the team's morale intact, while the front office looks for the next steps for the future. The absence of players like Cedric Mullins and Ryan O'Hearn goes beyond the field. It affects locker room leadership and team morale, points that Tony Mancelino was quick to address. In his statements, he not only lamented the losses, but also highlighted the need for other players to step up and take on a leadership role. This is the moment for Gunnar Henderson, our young star, to solidify himself as the captain on the field. It's time for Adley Rutschman, our anchor at the catcher position, to use his voice and experience to guide the pitchers and keep the defense organized. The responsibility now falls on the shoulders of our young leaders, and how they respond to this challenge will define the success of the rest of the season, and more importantly, the future of the franchise. Orioles Fan Central's philosophy has always been to look beyond the present, and the decision to sell at the trade deadline, as bitter as it was, makes sense if we think long term. The trade window was not an act of giving up, but a recalibration. Mike Elias's front office understood that the team, as it was, did not have what it took to compete for a title this year. Instead of spending resources on players who would only be temporary relief, they chose to capitalize on the value of their veterans and in return acquire pieces that can be the foundation of the next great Orioles team. The names of the prospects who arrived may not be known now, but Elias has an impressive track record of turning rookies into stars. Remember when Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson were just names on a prospect list? Now, they are the pillars of the franchise. Confidence in Elias's management must be total, even when the decisions seem unpopular. The strategy is clear. Build a sustainable team with a young, talented core that can compete for many years. The losses of O'Hearn, Mullins, and company are the cost of this strategy. It's the kind of short-term pain that can lead to long-term success. Mancelino, as interim manager, is in a difficult position, but his sincerity shows that he understands the situation. He is not trying to sell an illusion to the fans. He is being transparent about the challenges and at the same time reinforcing that the work of development and the pursuit of victory continue. The goal now is to give these young players a chance to shine and build a chemistry that was lost. It's the moment for Colton Cowser and Jordan Westberg to take on a more prominent role in the offense. It's the opportunity for Jackson Holliday, even if in a less prominent position for now, to get used to the speed of the MLB game. The season may not have the ending we hope for, but it is serving as a valuable laboratory for the next generation of Orioles talent. The road is long and steep, but the foundation is being built for a promising future, a future where we can once again shout out, "Oh!" with the confidence that we are at the top. Tony Mancelino's interview, where he openly admitted the void left by the traded players, serves as a necessary reality check, but also as a warning. It's a confirmation that the transition is real and that the team is, in fact, in a period of reorganization. It's not just about losing one player, but about losing key pieces that gave balance to the roster. Ryan O'Hearn's absence is not only felt for his hitting, but for his presence at first base, a defensive safe harbor and a leadership figure. The same goes for the departure of Cedric Mullins, whose outfield defense was one of the best in the league and who, with his speed on the bases created offensive opportunities. The absence of Gregory Soto, one of the bullpen's main pitchers, also puts more pressure on our pitching staff. These combined losses result in a team that today faces a huge challenge to find its new form and cohesion. Mancelino is forced to work with a puzzle of new and inexperienced pieces, and his success will depend on his ability to get the most out of each of these players. The focus now, as the manager himself indicated, is on individual and collective development. The fans need to understand that although painful, this is a crucial step for the future. It was not a surrender, but an investment. The trades of O'Hearn, Mullins, and the other veterans brought a solid set of prospects that, in the long run, can give us a team even stronger than the one we had. It's a strategic move that shows the front office's vision to not settle for just a good team, but to build a dynasty. The pain of the loss is real. The frustration of not competing for the top is palpable, but hope lies in our farm system, which continues to be one of the richest in MLB. The path to success is not linear, and this season is proving it. Mancelino's sincerity, however, is a sign that communication with the fans will be honest and direct, which is fundamental. Trust is a two-way street, and the front office needs to show that it is on the right path. Today's news is that the team misses the players who left. The immediate result of this is a more difficult season. But the long-term result, if Mike Elias' strategy proves correct, could be a team that dominates the league for years to come. The lesson is clear. Rebuilding is a continuous and sometimes painful process, but it can lead to something truly special. In summary, Orioles manager Tony Mancelino admitted that the departure of players like Ryan O'Hearn and Cedric Mullins has had a significant impact on the team's chemistry and performance, proving that the strategy of selling at the trade deadline is causing a profound roster reorganization. Now I ask you, Birdland, what do you think of the team's recent decisions? Does Mike Elias' strategy of shedding veterans for prospects make sense to you? What would be the best strategy for the upcoming games? And how can the coaching staff help the younger players take on a leadership role? Leave your opinions in the comments below. And remember, to continue receiving exclusive analyses and daily updates about the Orioles, like the video, share it with other fans. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Let's build the largest and most informed community of Orioles fans together.